the HR intervention.
I'll take that. I know you.
HR manager. Dang, dang, dang.
Yay!
I'm Shireen from Compass Mind.
And I'm James Sassi, Senior Manager of Learning and Development. Welcome to episode 3 of HR Intervention. I'm here with Shireen. Over Ever Winner, episode 3, Consumer Appeals Advisor, Santi Muniani.
Hashtag newbie. We would like to know who's new on the show. Yay, you're Asni. Huh? You look like Baju Raya, I look like the green screen.
You look like Harry Potter's.
Psychology, are you all the psychology stuff you're probably going to
Edward, welcome. Hello everybody. Hello everyone. Wish all of you Selamat Hari Raya. Oh my god, I'm sure you had a good Raya.
Hi everybody, I'm loving the energy. I'm loving the energy.
Welcome, Shariza, to our HR.
This is very interesting.
So you better keep smiling.
Sherry. I'm part of the winner zone.
Hello everyone! Welcome back to another episode of Hashtag HRTV. James, do you like where I am today?
Hang on. I'm sorry, Oprah, hang on. Oprah, I know you want me to be on your show, but I've got to go. I've got a very important show to Yes, I know, Oprah, I know. We'll catch up soon, darling. See you, bye. Okay, over and out. Ha! Hello, Sheree. That was just my
So
child.
that was Oprah.
Yes, she was. Yeah, she was asking me to get on her show and all that. I said, I've got a better show now, so.
Yeah, man. Hey, leave Oprah aside. It's Compass Mind HRTV
I
show.
know there is nothing like HR TV show interbound on by Compass Mind hashtag, and we're in episode 19.
How are you guys doing today? Let's say hello to all our audience. They seem to be a little bit quiet. We don't know who is there. So tell us who is there, and thank you for joining us today. And we're so excited to have you guys on our 19th episode. You know, at the beginning, James, I actually heard you saying, this is episode 2 of HRTV. And I was like, oh my God, this long away we've come. And do you know?
No, I was talking to our guests.
Yeah, correct. And I can't believe we're almost at episode 20, man.
Can you imagine? I feel so nostalgic.
Don't cry. It's okay. I will send you some tissues so that I can collect my red velvet cake while I send you tissues.
It's okay. I've got my flowers. So,
Is that rubber ducky?
no, hello. I did this. This is for my dinner on Friday. My napkin. Do you like my napkin design?
Oh, yeah. You're so creative. Didn't you prepare that for us for lunch today?
And look where you are now in your posh mansion with grand piano at the back.
I play that every night, by the way, so I entertain my neighborhood. Hi, Gladys!
Do you entertain them or you like? Hi, Gladys. How are you? Glad you're with us, Gladys.
Oh, yeah, of course we are. She says, good to see you on screen. Hi, James. Love your witty jokes. He is full of wittiness.
I ooze charm and wit.
So, James, shall we continue with the show?
Yes, please.
Mhm. So, what's next? We're so excited to have
Yes, Shireen, yes. We could have done it without our amazing guests, yeah, and audiences. Anyway, if you're new here, hashtag HR Intervention is actually an online talk show where we interview HR experts about everything related to HR and career development. We've covered, some really, really important issues on employees' health and productivity, business resizing in the pandemic. And last 2 weeks, we did an episode on organizational culture and employee engagement. And we just could not get away. That 1 hour just whizzed by. We were just talking and talking and talking, and we just could not finish talking about culture and employee engagement, which is so important now that everyone is coming back to the office, right? Whereas I am still in my lovely home and you in your mansion. And if you've missed any of our previous episodes, they are available on Shireen's. Where Shireen? I always get this.
Always so confusing.
On Shireen's YouTube channel, as seen on the ticker below. So if you want to watch our previous episodes, head on over there. Well, after this show, of course, don't go now. Basically, the show is for everyone who has a job, whether you're a freelancer, business owner, or especially if you are in HR. This show is for you.
Yeah, so we'd like to welcome Yvonne because it appears as LinkedIn user on our screen. Thanks, Yvonne, for popping by. And
Hello,
I'm so excited too, since you say you're excited to tune into this holistic of employee well-being.
Yes.
So for all our audience information, the new and also those who have been supporting us for a long, long time, this show is brought to you by Compass Mind Asia. We're actually a corporate training company that helps organizations grow
The best.
the best, of course, grow exponentially through our award-winning, proven corporate training programs. So it's actually almost end of the year, isn't it? How time, it's like a clip of an eye this time. So I'm sure HRs have started planning for their 2022.
Blink your eyes again. Blink your eyes again.
Sexy. Yeah. Hey, stop it.
Yes.
So, like I said, it's almost end of the year, and HRs are planning for their training sessions already for 2022. So, guys, if you're a HR and you're looking to upskill your employees on soft skills or any technical skills, or even to enhance their employee engagement, drop us an email now. By the way, yeah, and we want to know, we see quite a few guests on our show, but we don't know who is there. So can we hear from you guys? If you are here for the first time, type hashtag newbie. And if you are a loyal audience, type hashtag HRTV. And please let us know where you're from too, because we've got people who have come in from Australia, China, India, Pakistan, Cambodia, Myanmar,
Bangladesh,
Dubai. 4 hours. They started in the morning.
the US, of course, from the US. I mean, we've covered almost all the continents. I would love to have somebody who tuned in to us from Africa. Then we'd have covered African continent.
There has been. I remember. Mashindi
From Egypt?
from Africa,
Huh?
South Africa. I remember that quite well. Yeah, she tuned in one of the episodes. So anyway, before we dive into today's topic for the day, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Shireen Kede, the Managing Director of Compass Mind Asia, and together with me is.
I'm James Sassi, Manager of Learning and Development. Well, I should remove that because I'm Manager at Leisure. Oh, God, I love this show so much. And this is HR Intervention, episode 19. your horses, ladies and gentlemen. We have Yati from Institute of Corporate Directors Malaysia. And it's the first time tuning into our show. Welcome, Yati. We're so glad.
Welcome, Yati. We've got others too. We've got Nurhayati, Molly, Sonia, Siu Hui, Andreas. Andreas is probably tuning in from Germany.
Andreas is probably hiding behind the pillar somewhere.
He'll come out as LinkedIn user again. But he's in
Welcome
Germany.
again to everyone, and to those who have just joined us. Comment down below where you're tuning in from, and for those having their lunch or breakfast or brunch, depending on which part of the world you are in, let us know what you're having. Okay, we don't want to let our guests wait any longer, so let us welcome our guest for today. Just before the show, he and I connected so well because we are both from the fantastic, beautiful island of Penang. Do I hear a drum roll? He has been in HR for more than... That's like, Penang, whatever.
Like I said, I'll leave you guys to talk together.
So he has been in HR for more than 18 years and is currently the Vice President and Human Resources, Vice President of Human Resources at Infineon Technologies Malaysia Sdn Bhd. Our beloved audience, please welcome Terry Koo.
Hi everyone. Very good afternoon.
Hi,
Thanks,
Terry.
Irene
How are
and
you
James for inviting me to join this HRTV forum. Yeah.
You see, earlier when I was talking to Terry, Terry was like,
Terry, thank you so much for being here with us today. Let's welcome a few more people. Sonia and Su Hui. Su Hui is
Huey,
Xiao Hui, right?
Wait. First time tuning in from Siemens Healthcare. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, healthy near. So before we actually before we explore further on today's topic, right, Terry, we would love to know, and our audience would love to know more about you. You know, your career background, where you're from, any hobbies, any hidden thing about yourself, something interesting. Just tell us about you.
Okay, sure.
Besides
Besides Penang Lang, is it?
Hey,
Okay.
before that, we also were from the same neighborhood, Pacheng Bo Rifle Range.
Yes.
With the
I will
mouse.
leave the show to both of you today.
Go ahead, Terry. Tell us about yourself.
Okay, sure. A little bit of myself. I have worked in various fields for past 33 years, as in production, Six Sigma, and also HR department. Yeah, for the past 19 years, I have covered almost the whole spectrum of HR function that helps me to strengthen my HR capability and competencies. I've been with Infineon for I think more than 10 years. So the first 3 years I was working at cooling site, which is our front end operation, and currently I'm attached to Infineon Malacca, which is the back end operation side. Overall, my responsibility for overseeing the full HR spectrum in Malacca, supporting back-end business segment, site support function, and cluster function with more than 10,000 employees.
Wow. 10,000.
Yes, correct.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So as what James just now mentioned, I'm actually from Penang, but since 6 years ago, my family and I have moved permanently to Selangor, which is Phuket. Yeah. And I'm now presently renting in Malacca, so I'm the weekend husband.
I was coming to that.
I was just telling Terry. I said he's, weekday during the week he is in a resort. I mean, who doesn't want to be, right? And then weekend he becomes a husband. I'm like, okay, only 2 days, what? Then after that, back to Malacca, good food.
Yeah. Can't wait to come there to Malacca.
Yeah, talk about food. That is also one of my hobbies. So my hobbies during my free times are baking and exercising. Yeah.
You see, I knew you and I had something in common. Look at Shireen's eyes baking. She's gonna ask you whether you bake red velvet.
Carrie, what do you bake, Carrie? What's
Uh,
your see? I beat around the bush and said, "What do you like baking, Carrie?"
I basically I'm more on the bread making.
Uh,
Ooh.
Yep. And lately I'm also exploring more on sourdough.
Oh, sourdough, nice.
is a
Yeah.
certain uh, therapeutic. I don't know what you call it, but it's just so therapeutic when you're kneading the dough on the surface,
Yeah.
and folding it and then proving it and then putting it. Of course, Shireen wouldn't know anything about
I use
whatever.
machine bread maker do it for me, the kneading and everything. I'm thinking, oh my god, these two men are so much better than this woman here.
Anyway, hello, Saurabh Garg. Where are you from, Saurabh? Tell us. Hi, Molly. Welcome and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, so let's move on. It's so nice to know more about Terry. So, guys, just a little bit on statistics. Actually, we extracted this report by the CIPD about health and wellness. Since we'll be talking about health and wellness today, right? At the workplace, it reported that 37% increase in stress-related absence at work since last year, and 89% of employees said that they have worked while feeling unwell.
Hmm.
For us, I guess poor employee wellness in general can actually it's like a subset. It leads to a poor company performance. So we have a lot of questions on the importance of employee well-being for Terry today, from the holistic approach as well as to its effects. So shall we start on the first question,
Yeah,
Jenny?
I can't wait. I mean, question number one, Terry, if you're
Yeah.
ready. Before we get further into today, can you explain to us what you define by holistic employee well-being? It's like going into a wellness center. So, what does it mean when you say holistic? I'm like thinking Zen, candlelight,
Pa.
beauty scent. What is holistic employee well-being, and why did you decide to talk about this topic?
Okay. So basically, in my opinion, holistic of employee well-being can be defined as transforming the workforce with holistic health and well-being approach that emphasize on building healthy habits, incorporating fun yet team-based competitions at the workplace. Yeah. So in Fino Malacca, for us that we look into the holistic view of corporate well-being contains six aspects, namely financial, psychological, social, physical, workplace, and ethic. So in general, our company provide a comprehensive group health insurance as well as medical services such as group life insurance and hospital and surgical, in-house panel clinic, and others. Yeah.
Mm.
So therefore, understanding our employee perspective, which are related to their engagement, happiness, and experience, are important factor to take into considerations. That's the reason why I choose to share this topic today.
That's a very good thing you all are doing internally. And you mentioned team-based competition. I caught that one.
Yeah.
What do you mean by team-based competition?
Because of as we overall actually we work as a team. We don't work individually. So very importantly is that social well-being and also the workplace well-being is important. So then this will encourage us to come to work. Yeah, because we
Oh,
spend our time, most of our time at the office together with our colleague, our
Yeah.
friends, you know, rather than you stay alone, then you have less interactions. Yeah. So in order for us to have a more productive type of work, then team base is very, very important.
yeah, that's right. That's so good.
Yeah.
You mentioned, okay, my next question is if you can explain briefly to us about why is employee well-being important. Besides that, you mentioned if you get excited to come to work, what other factors that you know why is employee well-being so important?
Okay, sure. In order to realize or reach our target as a high-performing company, it is important for us to ensure that our employee well-being are approached and managed in a holistic manner, uh, especially in terms of innovation and productivity. Our healthy employee can provide high competitiveness and productivities. Yeah.
Agreed.
Uh, and currently, what we aim to shift our focus from healthcare to wellness. Yeah, by increasing the awareness and the level of overall health of our employees. Second is the fostering a culture of sustainable health, so that employees are responsible for their own health and continue to remain physical and mentally healthy. Yeah, and the point we are talking about medical costs. Currently, on overall an average, the annual increase in medical costs in Malaysia has been a sharp rise, yeah, by at least 15%. Additionally, the number of workers also increased every year. So therefore, it is imperative to overcome healthcare problems with innovative methods or solutions that can help us to prevent or minimize diseases where possible, so that we can able to reduce our medical costs while increasing productivity and making Infineon a company a great workplace.
Yes, that's
Wonderful.
amazing. I mean, especially when we have gone through this pandemic era. I would like to call it the pandemic era, where we used to spend time, having coffee with our colleagues, going out for lunch with our colleagues, and then suddenly we were forced to just close the doors shut and be
Stay home.
all by ourselves. And now, after 2 years, we are now slowly getting back to the norm. Although it is a new norm, it is still a norm whereby we get to interact with our colleagues. And yes, wellness is something that we have to be focused on, especially, where we don't know what's going to happen at any time. That brings me to my other question. Can you share with us what is your organization, what is Infineon's approach in implementing employee well-being? You did mention healthcare and a wholeness. Does that include your mind? We talked about stress level that has increased. I mean, stress leads to people feeling aches and pains, and mysterious illness suddenly pops up from nowhere. That's where your health rises. And perhaps you can share with us others what others can do to follow the same thing that Infineon is now doing to ensure this holistic wholeness where employees' well-being is concerned. And before you answer that, if you guys, our guests, if you have any questions or comments, do put it in the comment section, and we'll try to answer them for you. We're not ignoring you or anything, but we want everybody to be wholesomely involved in this. But I just want to know, what is Infineon doing, what's your approach, and how we can copy that.
Yeah, the best practices.
Yeah.
Yes, sure. Here is that in order to create good employee well-being, Infineon started a program called Happy, which is short form for Healthy Active People Program for You. So it's HAPPY in year 2016. So this program involved three aspects, namely protect, create, and sustain. So in general, the focus is on protect, that emphasize on awareness and maintain a health level only. Yeah. So the launch of this program that was held by depending on detailed research from all the data collections and feedback obtained from our in-house clinic, as well our partner doctor, also from physical and mental health result collected from one of our corporate health programs. So with that, we're able to form out some of the formula for this well-being.
I like the word happy. I've got a song for you. I am happy. I'm happy. I know I am. I'm sure I am. I'm happy.
That's very light, James. Sorry, just curious because you all have started this happy
Yeah.
since 2016. How do they check in with you guys? Do they have like an app where they check in on what they're doing? Or I'm sure you guys organize things in house also. But on a personal note, do they get to like check in their steps that they do in a day, or a teamwork where they do together?
Yes. So of course that currently we are moving towards these digitalizations. Yeah. So into the mobile app, we cannot run away. Yeah. So we call it as Go Well.
Go well.
GOWELL. Go Well. Go Well is one of our apps program. So then you can log in to the apps and you can manage your health data, health informations, and you also can use these to interact with your friends. Yeah, it's just like a Facebook. So you got all the friends joining in, and we can also create like a group activities. So let's say we want to see that how far, sorry, movement among movement, then we can create that challenge. Then all the people joining that challenge and see how can we move on. Yeah. So and also that these apps also helping us to shape our habits. Yeah. So as you know that habits, we need times to build up these habits. Almost about 40 days. People say, yeah. So then we put up a challenge for all the people. Say that you must have a movement at least half an hour a day. So then we'll create a group, a team base. Yeah. So then we'll encourage each other to start moving around. Yeah, so then after 40 days, then you can see that people automatically that, oh, it's my time to do exercise. It's my time to do this one. To tell you a secret, before that, I'm 90 kg.
What? And how much
Now
have
you
you
guess,
lost?
now you
You
guess
look like
how
60 plus.
Yeah.
I'm now 74.
Wow,
I
that's
reduced 16 kg.
what's
Oh,
your
yes.
secret?
You see, I knew we had something in common. I was
Something else in
98.
common.
I was 98 kgs, almost hitting the 100 kg before the pandemic started, and I took it on myself to reclaim my health, and I am now a healthy, not really a healthy lah, but I'm 72.
Wow.
You
So
both
high
are
five on
young.
that. So there's another song for that. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it.
Terry, I must ask you, that drop from 90 to 74 over how long?
Over almost a year.
So
A
it was
year?
during the MCO period.
Yes, correct.
What motivated you? Because as you're speaking, this is coming to something else. What motivated you?
First of all, as a leader, we need to set example.
True that. True that.
Yeah, and also that in our company, actually, we give this leadership in healthy lifestyle. So attending that
Healthy
leadership
life.
in healthy lifestyle.
Okay.
Yeah. So attending that class, and then also I have to reflect myself. Now my pants, I keep on changing. I keep on changing my wardrobe. Yeah.
Oh, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
You
But if
feel
you
great because you get to donate your old, the ones that you can't use anymore to someone who really needs it. Someone
Yes.
needy.
take it to H&M and you get, vouchers or trade in
Yeah,
for
yeah.
clothes.
So now I'm so happy that I can take out my old dress or old uh, t-shirt or my old pants. I can wear back. That is so encouraging. And also that this is also one of the things is that we want to create a culture. Yeah. So then we need to lead as example. Yeah.
Terry, do you notice, Terry,
Yes.
that my question just now actually was coming to this. Do you notice when there is competition based, people don't want to be left out? So that means you all have created the app where people start moving and all, and then you feel like I feel for me like I feel if I don't move and I'm not also doing what the rest are doing to keep myself healthy, I'm going to be left behind. So when it comes to wellness, it's always a buddy system. I notice either a buddy
Yes.
system or a competition system. Then people get going, and then it creates a habit to
Yeah.
continue.
Correct.
Doing. That's right,
People
right?
will feel more as I also put up these my HR team as inside out. First of all, you must be inspired. Yeah.
Yes.
Inspired by something, inspired by somebody, and after that you feel excited. Yeah. So once you feel excited, then you will continue to do the things. And at the end of the days, you will be assured that yes, this is the right way. This is the right method.
True that. Because when the pandemic started, like what Gladys says, I think for most people it was the other way round, i.e., putting on weight during MCO because you are at home, you're sitting at home, the fridge is just within reach, and your fridge is stocked, and people were delivering food. I remember my neighbors were sharing the wall between our houses were food exchange wall. They thought that I wasn't coming and they needed to feed me. I'm like, no. But it's so true. I started encouraging my neighborhood by telling them, set yourself a goal, not extreme goal, but incremental goals. So my goal was achieving 5,000 steps in my house. We couldn't go out to the park, but in my house I've got a double story house. So from the front to the back, I would walk, I would run, I would nonstop until I reached that 5,000 steps. And when I saw that I could do it, I was happy that I was achieving it. And when I saw my weight dropping, I was even more motivated. I increased my target to 10,000. So seeing this, my neighbor, my backdoor neighbor, he was like, and you
Something
should
is
see the man
happening.
now. He was really big, but now he slimmed down.
See, it's
So
really like motivating each other because to
yeah,
do something really good, it a buddy system or motivation system really works.
yeah, and it's amazing that a company like Infineon is putting themselves out there by setting an example. Some companies will just say, "Give me your report. Where are you? Why aren't you replying my email? Why aren't you replying your WhatsApp?" It's all, "Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that?" You know. But for a company like Infineon to be really involved in an employee's holistic well-being, it is something that should be saluted, and I salute you. And I have a personal question. In terms of the number of employees that you have, you said you have about 10,000 employees, right? How do you recognize efforts and successes apart from having your own inbuilt apps, etc.? But how do you recognize, or how did you recognize them during the pandemic, these
Okay.
successes?
Basically, it's very important. That is on communications. Yeah, communication is the most important fundamental type of element. During this MCO, I can say that people are always looking into how is the company doing, what is the status of the COVID cases, and whether the company are shut down, whether a company are following the SOP and so on and so forth. What is the next actions? When can I come back to work? Uh, uh, what is the impact and so on and so forth? Yeah. So there is a very fundamental things that people want to know. So we don't do a lot of things, but we do a lot of communications. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course that when we do a communications, we have to get all the things ready to make sure that workplace are safe. Yeah. So one of the well-being is our workplace well-being. Yeah, so a lot of things that we need to address. Yeah, like what you mentioned just now, people are so don't know what to do. They are mentally affected. So this is also our psychological well-being coming in. Yeah.
Mm,
So a lot of things that we will need to take place.
So the key one, the key element was communication at that point during the
Communication.
end.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because of here although we have 10,000 employee, almost about 8,000 8,000 is a shop floor employee. Yeah,
Mm,
7,000 plus is a shop floor employee,
yeah.
and about 2,000 plus is the exam staff.
Mm,
So a shop floor employee basically is very simple. You need to do a lot of communication. Sometimes, of course, that they don't have laptop and so on, well, because of their a production guy.
mm,
And what we need to do is that we set up this WhatsApp group. Yeah. So we send messages to them so that they will know what's thing happen and so on. Yeah.
Mhm.
that's great. Yeah. So it's very clear communication. So everyone is in the loop of the communication. So
Yes, correct.
Sonia has a question, but before that, hi Clarice. So Sonia's question is to kick off the program. Could you please share how do the team influence the management to support the program at the same time to balance business objectives?
Yeah.
Would like to answer?
Please share the team influence. Okay. Actually, it's nothing. It's very important for us is that we're looking into data. We're
Mm-hmm.
looking into employee feedback. We take employee feedback seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then we come out with a program, and as I mentioned just now, communication is important. And
Yes.
then, of course, that the business objective is important, but our employee safety is more critical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without our employee, like for example, during this pandemic, if the company is asked to shut down by
Mm-hmm.
KKM or whatever,
Mhm.
then productions cannot run. It
Correct.
definitely will affect the business. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, of course, that business is important because we are not the NGO. Yeah. We are profit organizations. So then we have to make sure that our employee are well taken care of. We make sure that we provide every single needs to our employee. So that is things that influence us. Yeah.
Hmm. All right. We have actually a question for the audience. Let's ask them a question instead. Share with us your favorite thing on what your organization has done for its employees' well-being. If you can share that with us, we love to learn from each other because some companies really have very interesting ways to keep the employees' well-being. For instance, I know one of my clients. Every year they will weigh and they will take your BMIs and the bonuses are actually dependent on that. Or James, I think you probably know who.
I know which company.
So they're very particular
Oh
about the well-being of the
yes.
employees, and this has been many years. So they started way like you guys at Infineon. You guys started at 2016. They also started way beyond pandemic, so it was not digitized yet. So yeah, that was one of the ways.
Because the top leader was a very healthy minded person. And in fact, Shireen, was even interviewed by him at one point where I was offered a job, and I went right up to him, Tan Sri, by the way,
Yes,
after everything. Let
we
me share
all
with you.
know. I think Terry also probably
After
knows
every-
what
that
Jack
time,
is.
but that time I was quite big, right? After going through everything, I sit in front of Tan Sri, and he says, everything is good, and then, but you are slightly overweight.
Whoosh. It's like one punch on your face. You got it,
No, I'm
man.
like, you had to tell me that. I've got mirrors at home. I know I'm overweight. I didn't need you to tell me that. So yeah, it's true. I mean, in a way, health and wellness is very important, and I'm, it gives you a certain feeling of achievement. One, uh, individually, personally, but then when you bring it into company wide, because as you said, Terry, we are spending most of our time in the office. Now that we're coming back to the offices, we're going to be starting to spend more time in the offices as well. So it is good, when you get to share success stories. But it is also, for me, good to also share your not so successful stories lah. My neighbor kept feeding me lah. This neighbor kept giving me this food. I cannot say no. So the plus and the minus points, they both are good. And for me, it's good so that you understand what to do and what not to do, what tempted you and what you resisted. And at the end of the day, when we share these things with our colleagues, this is where the motivation factor comes in, I believe. Yeah. And for a company to then step in to encourage this, it is amazing. And I have to say, well done to you and your team. Well done to Infineon, because you put the health of your employees at the top. And, a lot of other companies should follow this, especially now that we're all coming back again. Yeah.
Correct.
So well done, Terry. Well
And
done.
moving forward, I think this is going to, because the Gen Zs are coming to soon, will be flooding the market, and this
Something
is
like
one
my
of the
phone,
priorities
Gen Z.
too.
Gen Z phone.
Yeah, show off. Nice phone, by the way, James.
It's a gift to myself for my semi-retirement.
Always award yourself as because
Yes.
you need to reward yourself. So Terry, just now at the beginning, you were talking about the 6 pillars that you all practice in Infineon, right? They were financial, workplace, psychology, ethic, and what were two more? I missed that. I missed the two. Social and
Social and workplace.
workplace.
Yes.
Yeah. So, do you want to elaborate a little bit further on those 6 pillars? So, other people who are watching, other audience who are watching, can actually probably emulate it within their organization also, as close as possible. I mean, yours must be already
In other
so.
words, can we also copy what you're doing?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are already perfect because it's been some time since 2016. You all have been doing that. For someone who's starting off, then there's a framework for them to start off with.
Okay. This is a little bit long answer, so please bear with me. Let me give you some few example of the aspect of employee well-being that I was referring to. This consists of first pillar, workplace well-being, which is the quality of work life in relations to our working environment, safety, flexibility, fairness, harmonizations, work culture, and many more. Yeah. We provide flexibility to employees such as work from home, a part-time job, flexi benefit, and facilities such as mother's room, surau, locker, buses, and others. So, in addition, we also provide support to the children of our employee in terms of excellent and academic assistance. Yeah. So that is on the workplace well-being. The second pillar, which is psychological well-being, is to attain and achieve a state of balance between challenges and rewards, which involve encouraging employee to stay healthy emotionally. Being able to express their thought, feeling, and being real in their self. So being resilient in to handle stress, to avoid other possible mental illness, and cultivate a positive relationship with others. Yeah. So I think recently that people are talking about mental health and so on. So mental well-being is also our focus in this program to ensure our employees are always positive minded.
Mm.
Yeah, we also conduct mental health awareness program and talks, as well as provide internal counseling services to employees in need. Yeah. So in addition, a mental health handbook is also provided for our managers so that they can able manage the problem of work stress with our employee.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow, you even have a
Handbook.
book.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the fact that you've extended this well-being concept not just for the employees but their children as well. It's amazing because it brings me back to when I was working with IY, an amazing establishment where they had Yayasan Tantri that gave out scholarships to employees' children, and also from there it also allowed them to pursue higher education as well from school, like giving school bags, etc. It's giving back to your employees that they also feel the value. There's always this thing called YFM, what's in it for me. You want me to do this and that and all that, so what do I get?
Yeah.
So I think this is where you got it right. You hit the nail on the head when you say holistic well-being, right? At the end of the day, now we understand holistic doesn't just mean you're coming to the office and being healthy, but even before you leave your home is healthy.
Mm.
You are healthy at work and at home. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are right. I mean, during this pandemic, in fact, that quite numbers of employee also been quarantined. Yeah, sometimes that they quarantine, the whole family quarantine, and then they cannot go out and buy food and so on and so forth. Yeah, so our company also provide this assistance to them. So we buy the necessity for them. I mean, send over to their house. Of course, that because of they are in quarantine, we cannot uh, see them face to face. So
Yeah.
we just buy the food and hang at their gate there, then they collect their food. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is what we do during this pandemic time.
it's amazing. I mean, I always tell my friends, I said, those who always whinge and complain about pandemic, look at it in the positive side. It is not a setback, but a set up
Up
to do
or
something
come back.
greater. Yeah, a setup. You're setting this pandemic shouldn't be seen as a setback, but a setup to do something greater. And look at why you guys are, you've grown exponentially. You have covered everything, and
Yep.
yeah, it has given us all time to press that pause button, literally press the pause button, take a step back and view everything in slow motion so that we take one day at a time. And I think that is what holistic well-being is all about, don't you think, Shireen?
I
Yeah.
think so, and I also like where, like you said, during the pandemic, it's not a setback; it's really a setup because it also gave a lot of people time to reflect and actually know that they are a lot better off and they can step up to help others in need. Because otherwise, everyone got into the rat race. It was just going on and on. You never actually pause to look at what you can do for the community. Because the community out there, I still remember during the pandemic. I decided to drive to Bangsa. The roads were all empty, but there was that white flag hanging there with a lady. She was crying out for help, and it was nice to see just that few cars around were stopping and giving her money. So people actually helped out.
Yeah.
Yeah, if not under normal circumstances, everyone's just work, 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 work at the office. They drive to work, they drive back, and then what else after that?
You sort of like wear blinkers and you just to work, come back to work. You don't know what's going on around you. People in need, you don't really see. And that brings me to my other question. Um, all these things that you have put in place, Terry, in Infineon, um, of course there has to be a result, right? So what are some of the effects on your employees well-being now that you have all these programs in place? How has it impacted your employees, and what are the results of it? Do you have lower attrition rate? Do you have more people knocking on Infineon's door? Even me, where can I send my resume?
Hint,
Um,
hint.
yes, definitely. we we look into a few areas. This is our MC as well as the our in-house clinic visitation rate. Yeah. So actually, these two results show very encouraging. Yeah. So it improved a lot.
Mm.
And also, of course, that our medical insurance, how to say, cost, yeah, is also improved tremendously. From previously, I remember almost about 7 years ago, maybe, uh, our our claim ratio is about 130, 140%. And now it's going down to 80 over 90%. And this year it further reduced to 60 over. So
Wow.
from here, you can see that the effective of this program.
Mm.
Of course, that we cannot expect all night type of result. Yeah.
It's true. Well, talking about that at Compass Mind, what we do, I think I shared this before, but for viewers out there also, at one time we had very high insurance claims and medical cost. And when we turn the table around, we still have hospitalization and stuff. But then when it came to medical claims, we turned it around to say, okay, you have an X amount a year. You can choose to claim, or you can choose to take the whole lump sum of money to yourself if you don't claim for the year. And guess what? MC's went to zero, literally zero, because everyone wants the money. So everyone's happy. Everyone's happy working. And everyone knows at the end of the time, if I don't take this MC, if I don't take that medical leave, that medical amount, I will get the lump sum at the end. So yeah, that's one way that was actually shared by one of our staff. It was not. You see, sometimes when we give, we throw back to the staff to give ideas. They actually come up with very
Yeah.
creative
Yeah.
ideas. Yeah, so that was wonderful. So anyway, just to share what we're doing also, because for bigger organizations might be difficult, but with apps in place now, it's also pretty easy to
Yeah.
track. But for smaller companies, yeah, it's the way to go really to reduce medical cost also,
Yeah,
right?
we agree with. I mean, fully agree. We also do a green survey, employee survey. So we also collect all the information of feedback from the employee themselves. So from there, then we analyze the data, and then we come out with the. Oh, we cannot just do a program after a program, but we need some data. We are the data-driven company, so we always look into the data in order for us to plan our activities. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Data is so important. It gives you real information for decision making. So
Yes.
that's powerful. So anyway, before we conclude for today, because it's already what 1:53, we're coming to the end of
I
the
know.
show.
Wow. I only touch on two pillars.
I know, I realized that, and then there's would you
Okay,
Yes,
like to
maybe
touch on
the
the other?
topics are
maybe I have
really
a quick
great.
one. Yeah,
Yeah,
a
go ahead,
quick
go ahead.
one for all these another four pillars. So then you can see that the overview of these six well-being. Yeah.
Mm,
So just now we're talking about workplace and psychological.
psychological. Yeah.
So and also that just now Serene also mentioned that is well when you went over to Bangsa that time you see the white flag. So this is also called as the financial well-being.
Mm,
Yeah.
Mm,
yeah.
So financial well-being provide employee a sense of security to have adequate financial support, yeah, to meet their daily needs. So we foster financial well-being for our employee through awareness program, such as holding financial management counseling, talks with AKPK agency,
Mm,
specifically for newly married or retiring employee.
mm,
uh-huh.
So, and also we also have another program called it as an interest-free loan assistance. Is also provided to employee on stipulated conditions. So that is on our financial well-being, and also that social well-being, another pillar for our employee. That so we organize these DNI. This is diversity and inclusion initiative.
Mhm.
Uh, Dialogue sessions with the management, CSR, and other related program.
Mhm.
In the aspect of this physical well-being, yeah, so it will be then we will become like James, going down from 98 to 72, yeah. So our company also provide in-house clinic for those who needs consultations and require medications during working hours,
Mm.
and also health facilities such as gym, as well as conduct a wellness program for our employee.
Hire me now,
So
please. Hire me. Shireen, bye. I'm going to Malacca.
Go big.
beside all these beside all these wellness program, we also conduct diet program to encourage our employee to adopt a
Mm.
healthy lifestyle through a proper diet,
Yeah.
yeah, and getting sufficient quality sleep, beside encouraging employee to do regular exercise.
Mm.
So we also have a smoking cessation program to help those with a problem in kicking their smoking habits,
Mm.
and
Wow.
we also provide health screening program to all our employee. Yeah, and then the last pillars, which is ethic wellness. So we call it ethic well-being. The alignment of one's more belief, characters, and actions. So the higher the alignment, the less conflict. The
Mm.
better one ethic well-being will be. For active well-being, we have this so-called BCG, which is our business guideline. We also have 8 models of high performance behavior and leadership principle to motivate employees to always be ethical and responsible in carrying out their respective duty. So this is overall of the 6 pillars.
Wow,
Wow.
I wrote so much of notes, man. So the six, let me summarize before. The six would be
Share the notes afterwards.
workplace. Yeah, sure, I'll take a photo. You know, we girls always write more notes. Workplace. So second is psychological. Third pillar is financial. Fourth pillar is social well-being. Fifth pillar is physical well-being, and the sixth pillar is ethics well-being.
Ethics well-being.
Yes.
6 pillars, guys. So the audience out there, make sure you caught this and you can actually implement it. So wow, it's 1:57. We got
You know,
to
yeah, and we're approaching the end of our session, and like all our previous 18 episodes, we've just literally run out of time, and we're just having so
yeah,
much fun
wow.
about this. And now we understand what holistic well-being is all about. And thank you so much for all of your input and sharing, Terry. It's been amazing. Yeah.
So
Uh,
much value.
yeah, so we are approaching the end of our session for today. We'd like to thank you again, Terry, for such an elaborate explanation and sharing of this holistic employee well-being, the holistic employee well-being. And most of all, to have a very serious discussion with us today. I will send you my resume later. Terry, before we end, would you like to give your final words to our audience and share with our audience your social media links and how they can reach you in case they have any other questions or want to build connections with you?
Yeah. So, in closing, I would like to share this quote to end my sharing today. Yeah. Nobody care how much you know until they
Mm.
know how much you care. By this Theodore Roosevelt, 26th President of the United States. Yeah?
Yeah, Roosevelt,
So
yeah.
we must care for our employee well-being and understand their needs. And the 6 holistic of employee well-being are the key to address their needs. Yeah.
Mm.
So you can also contact me. My email address is terry.khoo, TERRY.KHOO @infineon.com. Yeah,
That's
thank you.
terry.koo@infineon.com.
Com.
Great one.
And
Great
you
one.
can also connect with him on his LinkedIn at Terry Koo and ask him any questions that you like. If you're setting up your 6 pillars too, please do get in touch with him. So, guys, on our next episode of HR Intervention will be in 2 weeks' time from now. We're on the 1st of December. So make sure you block your time out. And we have another really special guest, just like Terry. So make
Yeah.
sure you block yourself out and also come for the session. Register yourself in advance. Remember, the session is free, but it's limited. Don't forget to also connect with James and myself on LinkedIn, Facebook, and everywhere else, as in the comment section, and after we leave this session. And in the meantime, if you have any training related questions, any soft skill related, any well-being related questions, any stress management related, or any employee engagement related questions, also you can reach us at training@compassmind.com.
That's
The
training@compassmind.com. Also, we like to take this opportunity to remind everyone to stay safe wherever you are, wherever you're planning to go. I am going back to Penang.
The land of
If you're planning
food.
if you're planning to visit your relatives and loved ones, do take, the COVID home test kit. I do
Saliva
that.
test.
Yeah, whenever I go out, I immediately come back and I do that test. We'll see you guys on the next episode of HR Intervention. Serious
Serious
discussions.
discussions only. Bye.